Adam here from the Walser Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is show you around and take you for a drive in the all-new 2024 Mazda CX-90. Now, this is the 3.3 Turbo S Premium Plus, so we'll look at the interior, some of the characteristics of the driving style, and see if this just might be the right SUV for you. Okay, so let's go for a little spin around in the all-new 2024 Mazda CX-90. All right, so this is as fully loaded as you can get one. Now, this is the 3.3 Turbo S Premium Plus. Now, that's gonna give you a ton of good equipment, but the best part about this car has to be the interior. It is simply gorgeous in here. I mean, I would have to say this one is kind of a heavyweight in the class when comparing it to like a Honda or Toyota or maybe some of the Ford or Buick SUVs. I mean, this competes to me more with the Audi and the BMW and Mercedes than it would the Honda and Toyotas, which is a big thing to say, but the interior is simply stunning in here. I mean, whether it's the Alcantara or these heated and ventilated seats, as well as a heated steering wheel, the two-tone is gorgeous. There's a lot of different options when looking at the interior as well as the exterior, but I mean, this would pretty much be the way I would configure one. Now, the infotainment screen, there's going to be a couple different options. Now, keep in mind, there's 11 trim levels. There's 8 regular ones, and then 3 are going to be the PHEV, which is going to be your plug-in hybrid electric. But with these trim levels, there's a 10 or a little bit over a 12-inch display, which is what's on this one, and it looks so good. I have my Apple CarPlay hooked up, so when I'm on the road, I'm paying attention to driving, and I'm not messing with my phone. So now my phone is going to be on the wireless charging system, and like I said, I have wireless Apple CarPlay. So what that means is through this selecting knob down here, I can go through all of my CarPlay stuff. There's also voice control in this model. There's a ton of ways to make sure you're focused on the road ahead. Okay, so obviously safety is going to be a big thing with Mazda, and this vehicle has all of their latest and greatest safety technology. Whether it's blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, I mean, there's pedestrian avoidance. It will beep and notify you on the gauge cluster here. Now, speaking of the gauge cluster, it's going to be fully digital. So there's a lot of ways you can kind of configure your information in there to kind of see what's going on, or if you switch to put on the adaptive cruise control, it spins the dials. It's super cool. Now, there's also a few different drive modes. There's going to be an off-road, which this isn't going to be an off-road or overlanding vehicle the way it's configured. If you're looking for that, maybe more the CX-50 and the Meridian edition. But you still do have a mode if you're going to a campsite or anything else, and there also is a sport mode. Now, the sport mode in this model, if I kick it in, the gauges all turn red, and it actually has a nice little growl to it. So this one with the hybrid system in this 3.3 is going to give you 340 horsepower. And I mean, that inline 6 sounds pretty good, but then when you put it back just into the normal mode, quiets back down and it's super comfortable on the road. So obviously with 11 different trim levels, the EV or the plug-in hybrid version, that's gonna get you a 26-mile all-electric range, where this one's just gonna kind of help you out along the way. It'll say ready down in the corner there to let you know that the hybrid system is working. And I mean, if it was up to me, I love all the equipment in here, but is it worth the extra cost? I don't know. It's hard to say. So obviously with 11 different trim levels, there's a lot of choosing that you can do. But I mean, whether it's the middle trim or if you're looking at the plug-in hybrid version, I mean, there's so many cool and great ways to configure the CX-90. If you're looking for a third row SUV, it's absolutely something you have to get out and consider taking for a spin. So let's talk about seats for a second. So there's a 6, 7, and a 8 passenger version of the CX-90. It gets a little confusing with the 11 trim levels, but basically the one we have here is going to be the 6 passenger. You're gonna have the captain's seats with that amazing center console in the back, and then 2 in the rear, and they're all gonna be foldable, slidable, so you can configure this the best way possible, whether you're hauling people or hauling stuff around, it's gonna get the job done. Overall, what do I think about the CX-90? Obviously, I was blown away at the interior. I mean, this light brown and black and kind of the gold stitching that goes through, the comfort, the ride and drive. I mean, there's so much good stuff about the CX-90 that if you're considering a third row SUV, whether that's up at the Audi BMW level, or maybe at the Honda Toyota, you have to get out and drive one of these and see what you think. So that was just a quick look at the all-new 2024 CX-90. Now, if you'd like more information, maybe to schedule a test drive, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by either one of our Mazda locations. Thanks for watching.